What is up, Chase That Coin family? Shaka Daniel here, aka Chase That Coin. And today we want to do a Chase That Coin analysis, which is a chance that you get for me to do my technicals on whatever coin it is that you like. And we're going to do an AMA basically with me, Chase That Coin, aka Shaka Daniel. So let's give it a few minutes and get some live viewers. Everybody out there, go and hit that like button and share this out to anybody you feel could benefit from this information. So Bitcoin temporarily broke 7,000, right? But there is a key level up there on the Fibonacci extension, and we're going to get into that in a few. Everybody out there, hit that like button, share this out. Is the audio good, guys? Can you guys hear me? Is the audio good? Because if the audio is good, then we can get the show on the road. Hold on, let me share this one out, guys. Let me take my own advice. Everybody go out there, share this on Twitter, whatever. I hope we're not gonna... Hope I don't have to start over because I'm not hooked up to my Ethernet. We're going Wi-Fi right now. But Living off crypto. What's up, everybody? What's up? All right, let me pull the chat up on the screen. As a matter of fact, let's just get right into it. All right, so today we're going to do a crypto chaser analysis, and we're also going to do basically an AMA. You guys can ask me whatever it is that you like. Just because you ask doesn't mean that I'm going to answer, but most of your questions I will answer. But there is some interesting things going on with BTC, and it's very important to look at BTC because BTC is going to shape what the possible outcome of altcoins could be. All right, so since BTC is going to shape that, we do want to look towards the BTC chart to get a sense of what Bitcoin is doing. All right, and a few days ago, I did call for a downward movement before a continuation upward, but I did also say that we might not get that right away. But I'm still expecting this downward movement, possibly not to this spot, you know, because we're past this. But I'm expecting at least a downward movement into the upward trending line. We are once again, we are extended away from everything: support, upward trends, moving averages, and we just came into an interesting level on the Fibonacci. Excuse me. We just came into an interesting level, which is the first extension level, and the first extension is around, from what this is saying, is around 6,700. I put it up to 7,000 because I like more so of an even round number, because that's how most people think, in whole round numbers, or sometimes even halves. So 7,000, 7,500, 6,500. All right. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to close above 7,000. If Bitcoin does not close above 7,000 and gives us this very perfectly shaped shooting star, I would be looking for the downward movement that I called for a few days ago. All right, so that's what I'm expecting from Bitcoin. But also Bitcoin is in a crazy situation because, hold on, let me pull the chat up because this is an AMA and all of that great stuff. Right. So Bitcoin is in somewhat of a funny position because 2x may take away a lot of hash power from Bitcoin. And if you haven't heard the saying before, hash power usually equates to value. So 2x could push up a lot in value. I think it may take a slight dip because people may dump off, not being aware of the amount, not paying attention to hash power or anything like that. But I do think it will see a significant pump. I don't think it will last long though. I think it will be a very short-lived pump, and then I'm looking for alts to push up a lot. If alts do not push up after this, I think everyone's gonna go. A lot of people are gonna go into a state of panic. I've been in an altcoin market where for months there was no action, even maybe like up to a year. All right, so I don't think people are really ready for that. People won't be able to sit on their positions for that long. So I don't know. Looking to hear my opinion on Bitcoin Cash. All right, we did Bitcoin Cash the other day. We did Bitcoin Cash the other day, and my opinion on Bitcoin Cash is that I think it's going to temporarily pump. All right, I think I drew this up already. I think it's going to temporarily pump. Okay, maybe I didn't. And the reason that I think it's going to temporarily pump is because they're doing a hard fork. I don't think the coin that forks off of it is going to be anything important whatsoever. But it formed somewhat of a cup here. All right, let me draw this up. I was so excited to start the stream that I didn't hook up to Ether. All right, so it formed. Let me move this from behind my head. All right, so it formed somewhat of a cup here. All right, and a very nice looking handle. All right, and on the end of the handle, we're getting bullish evidence. So I would say Bitcoin Cash probably is going to continue to go up. And it's going to go up probably separately from Bitcoin because they have their own event going on. Now, whatever comes off of Bitcoin Cash, I think it's not going to be anything important. And then Bitcoin Cash will come down. Sort of like the Zcash, Zencash situation. But those were two good coins. But I don't think this one will be anything important. But who knows? I put one-on-ones and all of that on hold because it got so crazy. Like I didn't have time to do anything, and I wanna set it up a little bit differently. I'm working on some things, but it got too crazy. I didn't have time to do anything. So what do you guys want to do? This is an AMA. This is what coins do you guys want to get looked at? Do you want me to look at? Honestly, I don't really have much to talk about as far as like me planning to talk about anything. The only thing that's really going on is Bitcoin. And I gave you my opinion on Bitcoin already multiple times. I've been doing it for days. I'm expecting Bitcoin to pull back. And when it pulls back, people are going to say that, it's a bear market. I don't expect it to pull. I don't expect it to stay down here. See, it's going to come down here twice. It may come down. Okay, let me put some. So it may come down into here, right? On a temporary side. All right. So right now we may get a move like this, right? We may get a move like this right now, but I think that's very temporary. But after the hard fork and all of that stuff, I think we're going to get a move like this. Back down to like 5,500 and what's that, 60? I think we're going to get a move like that. And that's where I called this a few days ago. All right. Even though it's not going to be in this area because we're going to be past this, we're going to be somewhere over here. But it's still going to come down to this level of support. A lot of people are going to be calling for a bear market. And within this downward move is when we may see alts pump. If alts don't pump, people are going to start to panic. People are going to start to panic. People are going to sell off. And the alts may go even lower. All right. Alts may go even lower. I hope that doesn't happen because that would suck. And that would be, I mean, it's going to be a good time to accumulate, but that would suck. Check the chat. So Living Off Crypto says it's a fork, but it's not a new coin. Okay. So they're gonna it's just a fork. It's basically a fork with consensus, so it's not gonna be a split. Depending on what the upgrade is, Bitcoin Cash may continue to keep going up, or it may go up and sustain its up move. So you're going into Tether for safety. When you say that you're going into Tether for safety, do you mean, what do you mean by that? Do you mean that you think Bitcoin is going to come down now? Or, and after you go into Tether, what's your plan? All right. So I said this, I said this on Twitter. You have to ask yourself, right? You have to ask yourself, is there more profit? Is there more profit for me in altcoins, right? Or is there more profit for me trying to get the Segwit 2x coin? Now, depending on what your answer to that is, you have to move accordingly. Everybody's situation is going to be different. Some people may have a huge amount of Bitcoin, and it may be very profitable for them to just hold through the snapshot, get the coin, and then, you know, most of those people are really big whales that hodl anyway. Chainlink. I can't do Link as far as technicals because it's only on Ether Delta, or is it on Binance too? I don't know if TradingView has Binance, but let's see. I don't think so. Nope. I can give you my opinion on Link. My opinion on Link is that I think Link will continue to go down some. The more it goes down, the better, because like people are used to this. People have gotten used to this whole microwave fast ICO. You know, I put my money in and I get back a huge profit like right away. So since people have gotten used to that, and when they don't get that, they automatically call a coin a shit coin or whatever, you know, and they dump the coin. So since people do that, you know, it did pull out a 4x right away, but the way the ICO was set up, you were only able to get a small amount, and you were only able to get in if you whitelisted. So a lot of people weren't able to get a huge amount of it. So, and people were hyping it, expecting it to have some kind of big announcement at one of the conferences that passed. I knew that that wasn't going to happen, but I'm looking to accumulate Link. And this, coincidentally, I don't know what the price was at that time as far as Satoshi value, because that's what I try to pay attention to, but it was 17 cents at the point where I was looking to get in. So in the long run, 6 months from now, I think Link is going to be really, really big. I think so. Any more coins, guys? What coins you guys want? Do you guys have any questions for me personally? Any tips, or this is your time to shine, guys. Mike Rizzi says that I'm better than any book. I appreciate that. The reason I don't personally read trading books. Now the reason is because, you know, a lot of those methods are really like old, and not because they're old they don't work, because a lot of the methods that I use are old, but some of those methods don't really, some of those strategies don't work well with actual live trading. So all right, so let me look at some charts that I'm interested in, since you guys aren't ready yet. So I'm interested in the Strat BTC trade because I am involved in the trade. All right. And we can't jump the gun and predict price action or predict what's going to happen here. Or we can't jump the gun because the candle is still open, so we can't really technically get price action, right? So instead of jumping the gun, right, what I'm going to do here, well, I'm already involved in the trade because I got in off of the 4 hour, all right? I got in on this candle right here. So I'm already in the trade. We already rolled this up from this move to this move. We rolled this up. We got out. This was, I think, 70%, right? We got out. It came back down. It came back down. We started to look to get in here. It continued to sell off. We got in here. All right. I hate when I do this. Hold on. So we're already in this trade. This trade is looking really good. This trade is looking very resilient as well, because Bitcoin is just rocking it up, and it's, even though it is below the support zone, so now that zone has turned into resistance, definitely. But like I said before, a lot of these altcoins are going to break support. They're in areas where they're going to break the support and then they're going to snap back above them. All right. So if you get into a trade where it has dipped severely below, all right, and you get in, you can ride that snap back up. Those are always quick 20, 30, sometimes 40% moves that you can take advantage of. So I love those type of trades, but you have to be careful with them, because if you're in a coin that has a lot of volatility and it's a thin market cap coin, you can easily get stuck in a trade where you were trying to ride that snap back up and then it whips down another 20%, and then you take a quick loss. So you want to be really careful with the coins you do that with. Where does someone new get their news about altcoins? Reddit. Reddit is a great place. Reddit is a great place. I would say Reddit is a great place. I would say Twitter as well. Make a Twitter account. Crypto Twitter is very good. Is very good. Crypto Twitter is really good because a lot of the big names have Twitter accounts and they tweet about cryptocurrency. So, Twitter is really good as well, and Reddit is really good as well. Bitcoin Talk is good as well. It's crazy to see Bitcoin at 7K. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin at 7K, right? Is definitely crazy. And a lot of people are saying, I'm seeing a lot of big names saying that they're selling Bitcoin, that they're taking profits here, which is a great thing. I think taking profits here, you can't lose taking profits here, right? So, but I think the sentiment is going to start to swing that way more so. And the more it starts to swing that way, as the fork starts to get closer, the more I think that it will sell off. Now, whether it sells off into cash or alts, we will see. But the reason I think it's going to sell off into alts is because people are very aware of the money that can be made. All right. A lot of people that just got into crypto, they saw how much money alts can make. All right. They saw the 5Xs and all of that. Right. They're seeing Bitcoin go up right now a lot for the first time. And even though it has gone up, it's only done like a 1X or so, So they still have that in their head. And anybody who's heard about cryptocurrency is aware of the great gains. They know it's not from Bitcoin. So that's why I think people are going to be looking to pick up these cheap altcoins. So my strategy is to sacrifice. All right. My strategy, my personal strategy, everybody go hit that like button, and also everybody subscribe and come up with a question or a coin that you want me to analyze or whatever. But my strategy, my personal strategy, and share this on Twitter as well. My personal strategy is to sacrifice. Now, there's going to be a set amount of Bitcoin that I'm going to sacrifice, and I'm not going to get the 2X coin for. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to sacrifice the 2X coin, and I'm going to take those. I'm going to ride Bitcoin up more. But leading up to the fork, I'm going to get out and I'm going to get into some nice alt positions with those Bitcoins. So you guys don't have any cryptocurrencies you want me to cover? You guys don't have any questions? We got about 20 live viewers, so you guys just want to sit here and watch me? If not, we can wrap this one up. Keep this one short. Because like I said, I don't have anything planned to talk about. There isn't much to talk about. Bitcoin is kicking ass. But it is at a point where I am expecting some pullback. I've been calling for pullback for days. All right, so this is what I'm expecting. Let me put some subtitles on this. No, I'm not even gonna put subtitles on. I'm just gonna tell you what I'm thinking. All right, this first downward movement, the shorter one, the short red one right here, I personally think that this one is what's going to happen now. Bitcoin is going to sell off as low as probably like 6,200. All right. And then it's going to pull up. Right. Because the fork, people are still going to be trying to get that SegWit 2x fork, and people are going to like up cheap Bitcoin. That's going to be a buy the dip moment, right? To people. So it's going to push back up. But then after that fork, and especially if SegWit 2x takes a good amount of hash power away from Bitcoin, even though, you know, like they say, Bitcoin isn't defined by hash power and all that, but hash power does equate to value a lot of the time, because it's a replication of the mining process, the actual mining process, or a human digging for gold, or that's another story. But so I think that in the short term, we're going to come down here to like 6,200. Then we're going to push back up 7,000 easy, right? But after the fork, if a few things play out, I think we're going to come down to about 5,560. Yeah, in that area, I think people are going to be calling for a bear market. And I think it's going to snap below this level as well. And then that's where I think bear traps are going to be set. And then it's going to push back up. Hopefully, within this downward move, alts get the cash, and people don't jump out into USD. Who knows, though? A lot of things have to be accomplished. Is XML something good to cop while it's cheap? I don't like the word cheap, because cheap is vague. What you consider cheap might not be cheap. So or what you consider cheap, it might be cheap for a reason. But I don't know why my charts aren't saving. I could have swore I'd done this chart. We did this chart already. Oh, okay, that's why. My fault. Yeah, so XLM actually played out pretty close to what we were calling for. I said it was too high to buy a pair. I thought that it was going to continue downward. But I also don't think it's going to get all the way down to the support. There's a lot of upside in XLM. Just to all-time highs, I think it's about 500% there. So there's good money possibly to be made. They do have a partnership. But a lot of like Ripple and coins that are dealing with banks, the one thing that they have against them is that you're not going to get those hype stories, and you're not going to get that a lot, you know, because the banks they move on their own time. So you're not going to get those, you know, big updates and stuff like that to push the price. So it's going to have to be more so of traders' interest in it, of it being at a good technical level, and some things like that. Which alts am I going to put into? It depends. Chainlink. I think Chainlink would be one of them probably. I'm not going to buy any more Obsidian. I have a huge amount of Obsidian. If Neblio drops some more, in my opinion, I think Neblio is going to drop a lot, and then it's going to take off again. So if it drops to the point I think it is, then I'll get some Neblio. Stratus will be one, possibly. Monero, Monero, Monero is way sold off. And if Dash is worth this much, Monero should be worth this much, honestly, or more, actually, in my opinion. But you know, things aren't valued necessarily by. Things are just valued by what people's opinions and the overall market sentiment, really, for something. Yes, I am on a delay. I'm on a delay so it doesn't, because when I try to keep it like actual real time, I can't figure out the settings to what do I think about Metal? I think Metal I never understood the hype about Metal, honestly. And I don't know. I know, and see, like I said, I'm always gonna keep stressing this. Um, just because I say like, oh, I don't understand the hype about something, or I don't understand the I don't see the technical side of it. Like like Vertcoin. I don't see the huge deal about Vertcoin. I think that there's a lot of upside just from a technical standpoint. But as far as the fundamentals and all that, I don't really see the like big idea about it. Um, but there is money to be made there. Metal shot themselves in the foot once they put out that I think that tweet kind of like hurt them because a lot of big name people, big name traders and stuff were retweeting it. Like, why are you doing that? They put out a tweet with like a rocket and some dude going to the moon and was saying like get ready, and it got a bunch of likes and a bunch of retweets, and then like I don't think anything major happened. So storage, um in my opinion, all of these things like storage and all of these things like that, right? I don't think they're ever going to catch on. And not that they're not ever going to catch on, but I don't think that they're ever going to catch on the way that they are. I think the only way that they'll catch on is if people like it's going to have to be one of those things where people don't even know what's going on their computer. Off the daily, storage is at a really good level and it's showing bullish price action. Um, Off the 4 hour, a lot of that price action already happened. Let me throw some volume on here. But there is still good volume in it. Um, so I'm gonna say off the 4 hour, we could see some pullback, a slight pullback. But off the daily is showing that um, there's a lot of bullish upside in this. And I hope you guys appreciate that. Like I said, I might not see the super genius in the idea, or I might not think it's going to catch on, or I might think whatever. But if there is if there is upside on the charts where we can make some money, I'm in it with you. We're all going to make some money. Okay, Mr. ZZZ's been asking me to do no limit coin for so long. Um, no limit coin, if I'm not mistaken, is oh, this is not good. Um, No Limit Coin, if I'm not mistaken, is something for fantasy sports or fantasy football. And they're saying that they are the first coin for this. Um, Once I heard that, I automatically was like, that's not true. Unless those other coins that I've heard about in the past were scams, because I've heard about so many coins with fantasy sports or fantasy football. Um, as far as idea, I'm gonna say the idea is I don't see it. I can use any other cryptocurrency for this. Um, Upside, I can't really tell you the upside because it's this list of exchanges right here. This is like the crypto waiting room of like the hospital, like the morgue. So this is like I don't know. How long has this been? Yeah, I don't know. I can't really tell you much, bro. I do know that there is a what's his name? Crypto Daily. He's really into it. So that's one positive. He's a big name YouTuber. He has a lot of subscribers. So that is a good thing. That's a positive. As far as the idea, I don't see it. I mean, I have to look more into it, but I can't really tell you anything about it. If it was on Bittrex or something, I could do it for you. And I thought it would be. They're releasing a new what? A new UI. What do I think about Byteball? I don't know. Byteball. I think. I think that Byteball. I think that Byteball kind of when you give away cryptocurrencies for free, people look at them as like something to just sell and get more of something that they're interested in. So that that giving away cryptocurrency for free is like a double-edged sword. Like, yeah, you get it to the masses and it is very well distributed. And if it's a proof of stake coin, that's really good because, it's going to be distributed. It's not one person's going to have, whatever. But people just look at it as something to sell and get something that they are already interested in, which they've already actually put their money into. All right. See, and this is another thing. Just like information usually isn't really appreciated or looked upon if it's not paid if the person hasn't put their money into it, because their money is a form of their interest or their attention. That just like with basic attention, so like I don't know, but it has to get through this whole people. It has to get past people dumping it that just look at it as something to dump, and the people that are interested in it are going to be picking it up. So this may be that area because it was really high. If I'm not mistaken, it was like thousands of dollars, so it was pretty high. Um, with the black bytes and the from the research that I did, the setup is very interesting with the split coin functionality. So that's interesting as well. But I do think that it's just in this area where let's do some technicals on it because we can. What is it? So Bitcoin going up like this, and I hope you guys remember this. I mean, it's not going to always play out like this, but Bitcoin always pushes these markets to really good levels of support. So when Bitcoin goes up like that, it creates a spring within the altcoin market, and that spring is just being held there. So a lot of these altcoins are ready to move up, and they're at those areas. They've been suppressed so much that they're dipping below those strong levels of support. But like I said, they're snapping back up. So you can make money from there, and then you can make money possibly after the fork, when the money starts to spill over and people start to be like, okay, I had enough of Bitcoin. Let's make the real money off of the alts. But it is at a really good level of support off of the daily. It hasn't shown us. It showed. Well, it has. Yeah, it has shown multiple signs of bullish evidence to the upside. So, but it could go lower. It's the only thing that it has different against the altcoins. Like I said, the people that have these coins, most of them, they don't have their actual money in it. So it's easier for them to sell this coin. I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. Let me check the chat really quick. Everybody go hit that like button. Is ONG going to make it? I am bag holding. It depends on what price you bought at. You know, if you bought really high, you may have to hold for a while. Or, you know, if you believe in a coin, then it makes it easier for you to hold, you know, that cryptocurrency.